I request everyone to please be seated. When women are empowered, they immeasurably improve the lives of everyone around them. The financial independence gives them the power to shape their own destiny. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to welcome you all to the important national seminar on financial literacy and women economic empowerment organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQSC, and the R&D Committee in collaboration with OTA Publications and Research House. Today, we gather to discuss how financial literacy is not just a skill, but a tool of empowerment, enabling the women to shape their dreams, secure their futures, and contribute significantly to the economic growth of our society. In a world that is rapidly evolving, understanding the finance is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Financial literacy opens the door to opportunities, reduces the financial dependency, and provides the means to the women to take the charge in their personal and professional lives. With women playing an increasingly crucial role in the global economy, this seminar is a timely and a vital opportunity to explore how enhancing the financial knowledge can further empower the women and contribute to the larger goal of sustainable development. Over the next days, we will delve into the discussions led by the distinguished experts, scholars, and professionals. Their insights will shed the light on the various aspects of financial literacy, its impact on women, and how we can foster a more inclusive financial ecosystem. Whether you are here in person or participating online, your engagement in the session will contribute to advancing the conversation and creating the actionable solutions for more financially empowered society. Let us all engage and learn and work together towards empowering the women with the knowledge and the tools to create a brighter future for themselves and their communities. I wish you all a fruitful and enlightening seminar ahead. First and the foremost, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Monica Sethi Sharma, the Vice Chancellor of KK Modi University. So, ma'am will be joining us virtually. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude in welcoming our visionary management, Dr. Atul Mangal, Chairman MGI in absentia, Dr. Ayush Mangal, Vice Chairman MGI, and Dr. Prerna Mangal, Executive Director MGI. We are also pleased to welcome our eminent speakers, Ms. Shelley Lee, Global VP HR, Dr. Ruchika Gupta, Director MIMT, Ms. Deepti Vashisht, Senior Guest Coordinator, Sansad TV, and Ms. Fa Muhammad, University of Abuja, Nigeria. And a special welcome to our special guest, Ms. Anu Singh, the commercial pilot. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to all the directors, dean, HODs, conveners, faculty members, and our various students who are here today. So once again, welcome all. Let's have a huge round of applause for all of you who are actually present here and attending this seminar. We will now have our traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. Mother, we pray for your blessings with all humility. Give us the wisdom to make this world a better place. May all the humans live in the harmony with nature and other forms of life. May the truth prevail and may the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. And to do the honors, I request the admirable dignitaries and our distinguished guests to kindly join us for Saraswati Vandana and lamp lighting. या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृति देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा Thank you so much, everyone. I request the dignitaries and the guest speakers to kindly take their respective seats at the dais. In Indian tradition, the Tulsi sapling holds a special place in the symbol of purity, prosperity, and growth. It represents our respect and admiration for those who inspire us and nurture us. And to do the honors, I request Dr. Ayush Mangal, Vice Chairman MGI, to present a Tulsi sapling to Ms. Shelali. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request Dr. Prerna Mangal, Executive Director MGI, to present a Tulsi sapling to Ms. Deepthi Vashisht. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Now, I request Dr. Ruchika Gupta, Director MIMT, to present a Tulsi sapling to Ms. Uwa Mohammed. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request Dr. Meenakshi Sharma, Dean MINT, to present a Tulsi sapling to Ms. Anu Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I request Dr. Ajay Pratap Singh, Director IQSC, MGI, to present a Tulsi sapling to Honorable Vice Chairman, Sir, Dr. Ayush Mangal. Let's have a huge round of applause for Sir. I now request Dr. Jaspreet Kaur, BBA Coordinator, to present a Tulsi sapling to Dr. Prerna Mangal, Executive Director, ma'am. Let's have a huge round of applause for that. Thank you so much, everyone. And once again, we welcome you all. Now, moving forward, let me introduce you to the organization. Mangalway Institute of Management and Technology is one of the premier A-grade NAC accredited institutions established in the year 2002, with a prime focus on innovation, excellence, and nurturing the global leaders for a sustainable future. This accreditation signifies our commitment to excellence is education in overall development and showcasing its dedication for providing the top-notch education and fostering the holistic development of our students. We incorporate knowledge, industry experience, research, and international exposure to offer the comprehensive educational programs to the student. Eminent faculty members of the institutions leave no stone unturned when it comes to expand the horizons. Knowledge is power, information is liberating, and education is the promise of process in every society, in every family. We are delighted to have wonderful and recognized personalities among us. I hope we all will be benefited from their advice and knowledge. Now, starting with the session. We are delighted to have with us Dr. Prerna Mangal, Executive Director of MGI, a visionary leader known for her dynamic approach and unwavering commitment to excellence. Dr. Prerna Mangal has been instrumental in shaping the Institute's journey towards the academic innovation and holistic development. Her inspiring leadership and forward thinking vision have always motivated us to aim higher. We now invite Dr. Prerna Mangal ma'am to the podium to deliver the welcome address. Let's have a huge round of applause for her.
A very good morning to one and all. It is an absolute honor to welcome you all to the National Seminar on Financial Literacy and Women Economic Development, organized by Mangalway Institute of Management and Technology. This seminar serves as a platform for esteemed leaders, professionals, academicians to discuss the crucial intersection of financial literacy and women's empowerment in today's evolving landscape. Before we dive into the discussions, it is my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to all the distinguished guests and speakers present here. We are truly excited to have such a diverse and accomplished group of professionals here, and we look forward to their valuable insights that will inspire and guide us all. The theme of today's seminar, Financial Literacy and Women Economic Development, is both timely and essential. In today's world, financial literacy is a powerful tool for unlocking economic potential, particularly for women. As we continue to bridge the gender gap in financial knowledge and access, we are paving the way for greater financial independence and economic participation for women worldwide. The discussion today will explore how financial literacy can empower women, especially in marginalized communities, and open doors to better career opportunities, leadership roles, and overall economic growth. At MIMT, we are dedicated to performing platforms for knowledge exchange and development. As a premier institution, we have always emphasized the importance of bridging the gap between academia and industry, ensuring that our students and faculty remain connected to the latest trends and best practices in the world. We continuously strive to provide educational experiences that can empower our students to thrive, both personally and professionally. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to one and all present here. Let us make this seminar a truly enriching experience and continue working together towards empowering women through financial literacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable words. Now, moving forward, it's a privilege to introduce Dr. Meenakshi Sharma. She is a passionate educationist with a 23 years of active engagement in the higher education and administrative roles. With a strong academic foundation, she has published more than 25 research papers in the reputed national and international journals and authored over 5 books on the commerce and management. May now invite Dr. Meenakshi Sharma, Dean Academics MIMT, to present the opening remarks. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. On the behalf of Mangalmay Institute of Management and Technology, I welcome you all to this national seminar. I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to our visionary management members, delegates of the dais, faculty members, coordinators, organizing team, and dear participants. We gather here to discuss one of the most important aspects of modern era, that is financial literacy and women economic empowerment. Financial literacy is not just about understanding money. It's also the key charger of economic growth and social development. It involves knowledge of various financial aspects, able to make financial decisions, secure future, and contribute to economic development. Women economic empowerment is the process of enhancing the capacity and ability for women so that women also can contribute in our economic growth. It involves create an environment where women can feel free. They can also get equal opportunity, resources, rights, and growth also. I encourage each one of you to participate actively, share your experience, and get fruitful insight. With this, once again, a warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, it with a great honor to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Monica Sethi Sharma, Vice Chancellor, KK Modi University. As I mentioned earlier, ma'am will be joining us virtually. I take this opportunity to introduce her. Ma'am is an esteemed academic leader currently serving as the Vice Chancellor of KK Modi University. With a distinguished career spanning over 27 years, Dr. Sharma is recognized for her unwavering commitment to the student success, fostering a culture of accountability and driving the innovation in the higher education. Notably, she holds a distinction of being the youngest vice chancellor among the private, state, and central universities in Chhattisgarh. Dr. Sharma's academic journey, rooted in her expertise in management professional and her dedication in academician. She has made a significant contribution to the growth and transformation of academic institutions across the country. Over past 16 years, Dr. Sharma has excelled in the various leadership roles, specializing in innovation in teaching, out-based learning, and experiential learning. Her workshops on team building, managing change, and university restructuring have gathered widespread acclaim. Dr. Sharma has been instrumental in successful establishment and development of two universities from inception to excellence. Her contribution to academia have been recognized by the numerous awards for her excellence. Dr. Sharma's philosophy centers on transforming the student's life and serving as a lifelong mentor. Her passion for education is fueled by the success stories of her students and colleagues. She will now share her valuable thoughts on the significant national seminar. I request Sir to kindly join us with Dr. Monica Sethi Sharma. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. And yes, ma'am, you are audible. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this enlightening session and actually highlighting the government initiative. And as rightly mentioned by ma'am, we as women need to empower ourselves. Now, moving forward, we are elated to introduce Ms. Sheila Lee, the dynamic human resource leader with 25 plus years of experience across telecom, IT, finance, and NGOs. She specializes in employee engagement, competency development, training and felicitation, organizational development, talent acquisition and retention. A strategic thinker, she excels in developing the impactful HR solutions, aligning the talent strategies with the business government, and bridging the external market insights with the internal organizational process. With a proven track record of enhancing the workforce capabilities and driving the organizational extent, she thrives in creativity, challenging the environment. Currently, Ms. Lee is focused on partnering with the corporates to build agile HR services, design high impact training programs, and transform the HR organizations, not only to attract and retain top talent, but also to foster a culture of continuous growth and innovation. Now, I would like to call ma'am for her keynote address. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am.
Hi, good morning. That was a very, that was actually done to get a job. So it's not in there. But yes, what I do bring to the podium is about 30 years of experience. And as I was mentioning to the group just before we got in, that 30 years ago, we were talking about women empowerment. And now, at the far end of a corporate career, I'm still talking about women empowerment. So where has the shift gone? The gap. Uh, you know, I think when I was doing a research on what would I have to come and address here today, I came across a very simple or a very poignant or a very stark experiment that was conducted by KTN several years ago. And I think it is still relevant, right? They had asked about 30 people, 30 people to get into a line of all genders, all walks of life, both professional women, urban women, and men. They were in a line, and there was the master of ceremonies who said it was a game. So he said, with every question, if you have an answer as yes, you take a step forward from the line. But if you have an answer which says no, then you step back, one step backwards. So the first question was, can you make a boat? So how many of you here can you make a paper boat? Almost all of us, right? We all learned it in kindergarten. The second question was, do you know the notes of a Saregama? All of us? Who does not know the notes of a Saregama? So within the first two, say about 10 questions, people moved ahead. And then came the question, did you have a bank account when you were in school? Did you have a bank account when you were a senior secondary student in school? A lot of people stepped back. Some stepped forward. Do you operate your own bank account? A lot of people stepped further back, and some stepped forward. Can you make your own investment? Do you know how to invest your money without the help of a male member, your father, brother, wife, spouse? A lot of people again step back, some step forward. At the end of the experiment of 30 questions, people had to turn around and face each other. And this was a live experiment. The gap was very stark. Were men and women. Most of the men were forward, and most of the women were back. Especially when it came to the last part of the questionnaire, which was on finances, uh, financial investment, on managing money. So that itself tells you a story of where the genders are placed in today's world. Not only in India, it is a worldwide phenomenon. You know, when it comes to cooking, when it comes to household management, when it comes to we are in a digital world, right? And financial literacy has gone beyond the three words of budgeting, budget planning, and earning. It also means literacy, knowing, being aware of how not to lose money, how to invest. Investment forms a key note to how you plan, how you are able to gauge the current scenario, what is the economics of the country, and where are the women. Literacy in India is only 77%, the 2023 census. In that 77%, financial literacy is only 35% overall. So guys, and boys and girls are not, the separation is not very far within the financially literate community in India. Men are 45% of that, 35%, 45% are men, and only the remaining 20 or 23% are women. So there is generally a lot of work to be done in spreading literacy. And why women? Why women? Because they build the foundation of the family. And if the family is, if the head of the family, or even if you don't nomenclate her as the head, if she is literate, she will generally act towards the family finances, investments, there'll be more knowledge, and later impact the economic condition of the nation. It's as, impacting as that. So I'm very happy to know that, I could come and speak my two words here. Very warm wishes and looking forward to what the seminar is going to throw up in terms of research and end results, and what is the action planning that will happen with this very poignant and important topic of discussion, and where and how, what are the methods? We've gone through it, we've done it. The government has many, programs to generate women literacy, in literacy and financial literacy. But, you'll be shocked, go down and read the data, how many women own bank accounts, vis-a-vis how many men own bank accounts. all the yojanas that have happened in the last 5 years has progressed, but largely still remain lopsided. So it is essential that women are brought up to speed, and generally Indian youth are brought up to speed as far as financial literacy is concerned. So all the best, and I thank you for inviting me today.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this interesting, sharing of this experiment done by the Paytm. And we actually got to know that where is actually the gender placed. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think the data is very alarming, and we as a youth can actually make a change. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, moving forward, I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Ruchika Gupta, Director MIMT. Ma'am is a highly accomplished academician and a director at MIMT. With over 2 decades of experience, she has published more than 100 research papers in the reputed journals and conferences. She holds 37 copyrights and 6 patents and has authored several books and case studies. Dr. Gupta is a certified trainer for the Social Innovation Generation Program, held by the Montreal, Canada. Her numerous awards and being the best professor in IT reflects her outstanding contribution to academia. Now, I request ma'am to come up on the stage and welcome her for her address. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Nali. Honorable Chairman, sir, Vice Chairman, sir, Executive Director, ma'am, distinguished guests, fellow colleagues, and our dear students. It's a pleasure to welcome you to today's seminar, Financial Literacy and Women's Economic Empowerment. As I was sitting here listening to the guests, I was seeing that all of you are very active listeners. So can we have a big round of applause for each one of you? That's good. So as we come together to discuss this critical topic of financial literacy and women's economic empowerment, we recognize that financial literacy is not just about managing money. This was also mentioned by Dr. Meenakshi Sharma in her opening remarks. It's a powerful tool for women's independence, enabling them to make informed decisions, access opportunities, and build financial autonomy. So this has been the core point of discussion by all the speakers, because it is believed that once the woman is financially independent, she can take her own decisions. And being financially independent requires that the women needs to be literate, financially literate too. So let me start by acknowledging a fundamental truth. Financial independence is a cornerstone of freedom and equality. Or how much we talk about equality, unless and until there is financial freedom, you can't expect equality. So equality in true terms would be when the woman will be equally independent. So for women, acquiring financial literacy and gaining control over their economic futures can be life-changing. Not only for themselves, but for their families, for the communities, and the nations. Because we cannot ignore the contribution of women in building the nations and the societies. So unfortunately, in many parts of the world, including India, women still face significant barriers when it comes to financial inclusion. And this was mentioned by our chief guest, Dr. Monica Sethi, and further mentioned by Ms. Sheila Lee, the alarming numbers. So according to the National Financial Literacy Survey 2020, only 27% of people are financially independent or financially literate. and only 24% women meet the minimum level of financial literacy. And this was very well explained by Ms. Sheila Lee with the example how many stepped back, and out of those who stepped back for those questions on financial literacy were surprisingly the women. And I think that basically is an alarming situation. And because of this only, we are conducting seminar on these topics. So this lack of awareness not only hinders women's ability to manage their personal finances, but also limits their ability to contribute effectively to the economy. And that is, I think, one of the reasons that whenever we have the results period, we always look at whether it is any state board or CBSE or ICSE, we always hear that the top 3 or top 5 performers have been the girls. But why all these girls, despite being so literate, cannot reach the corporate boardrooms in the same percentage? That is a question which we need to address, which we need to think over if we talk about equality and women empowerment. And this is not the case with India only. Globally also we have a number of such studies which demonstrates the financial gender gap. According to the World Bank report, women are 7% less likely than men to have a bank account. Now I think we can relate to the various initiatives that the government have taken, like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So what is the relevance of those? Because people are not having their own bank accounts. So how can we talk about financial independence, financial literacy, or financial inclusion? Similarly, we have a UN report which states that women are less likely to have access to credit or loans. Credit or loan can be given to a person who is financially independent, who is earning something. Can any bank give a loan to a person who is not earning? So that demonstrates their ability to even take a loan from a bank. So this limits their potential for entrepreneurship and growth. How can a woman become an entrepreneur if she is not having access to finance? Similarly, the Global Gender Gap Report 2023 by the World Economic Forum indicates that women still earn 16% less than men globally, with limited access to economic opportunities. That disparity is also in terms of the pay scale. And I think this all justifies that what are the hindrances the women faces reaching to the highest ladder in the corporate as well as in their personal lives. Let's not get depressed by these figures. There are bright spots too. Like for example, in Kenya, mobile money services like M-Pesa have helped increase financial inclusion, especially among women in rural areas. Similarly, in countries like Rwanda, women make up over 50% of the workforce. There it demonstrates equality, supported by the policies promoting financial literacy. So we too hope that in India too, we would be having better figures. So this all has contributed to both their personal lives, the examples that we are talking about of Kenya and Rwanda. The women are having more personal, more autonomy in their personal decisions, as well as they are contributing towards the national economic growth. So to move forward, I think based on all this discussion, there are certain points on which we need to focus on, like education. Imparting education is of prime importance. We can talk about financial literacy only when the women are literate enough. The second is the access. Expanding the access to affordable financial services, particularly in rural areas. This is something which is required. The policy support by the government should come up with these kind of policies which can support the women. Though the government, as I mentioned, they had come up with Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana for financial inclusion, for upliftment of the women and to promote women empowerment and women entrepreneurship. They're also coming up with programs like Startup India, Make in India, Local for Vocal, and last but not the least, the community outreach. The partnerships with local and NGOs uh, can help educate women in underserved areas, just like when we hear self-help groups, where the government departments cannot directly communicate, they can take help of the self-help groups to spread awareness. So, in totality, empowering women through financial literacy is not just a matter of individual success, it's a matter of national progress. When women are financially empowered, economies grow, poverty is reduced, and the families thrive. Just imagine a literate women in the family can have better upbringing of their children, and their children are the youth of the nation. On these children, the responsibility of the nation lies. So that is the contribution of women in the economic empowerment. The last statistics which I want to share is based on the survey report of International Financial Corporation, which estimates that closing the gender gap in financial inclusion could add $12 trillion to the global GDP by 2025. That's the impact. That would be the outcome of this women empowerment initiatives. So, as we continue our today's discussions, I encourage each one of you to think about how we can all contribute to creating an inclusive financial environment for women. So, together we can help bridge the gender gap in financial literacy, fostering a future where women are not participants in the economy, but leaders driving it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable words. And as rightly mentioned by ma'am, we need to have our financial literacy for being equal. And let's take the first step and empower by opening a bank account and managing our finances. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all the figures and the facts and statistics you have mentioned. Thank you so much. Now, moving forward, we are privileged to introduce Ms. Deepti Vashisht, a seasoned media professional with over 20 years of experience in guest relations and program coordination across India's leading news channels. With an exceptional ability to manage the high profile guests, she has played a pivotal role in organizing the large scale audience based shows and coordinating the live panel discussions, particularly during the critical national events such as Lok Sabha and Assembly elections. Since 2012, Ms. Deepti has been the helm of the guest coordination at Sansad TV, ensuring the seamless execution of flagship programs, election special shows, and breaking the news coverage. Her expertise in securing the renowned experts, policymakers, and thought leaders has contributed significantly to the depth and the quality of the televised and the debates and discussion. Her experience includes successfully managing the guest logistics during Lok Sabha elections 2014, 19, and 2024, as well as multiple assembly elections across various states. Prior to joining Rajya Sabha TV, Ms. Deepti worked with Times Now, NDTV 24/7, and TV Today Network and IBN 7, where she honed her skills in the guest relationships and live program management and production coordination. Academically, Ms. Deepti holds a postgraduate diploma in TV journalism from YMCA New Delhi, an MA in Mass Communication from Guru Jambeshwar University, and her dedication, strategic approach, and extension industry experience makes her a valuable asset to the field of television journalism. Join me in welcoming Ms. Deepthi Vashish on the stage for her address.
मैं आपका नाम जान सकती हूँ?
Ms. Sonali Sohan.
थैंक यू सोनाली, बहुत अच्छा आपने मेरे लिए बोला, जो थोड़ा थोड़ा सही थोड़ा थोड़ा ऐसे, बट आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि सबसे ज्यादा आप सुन रहे हो, क्योंकि जब कोई बोल के जाता है तो आपको पता होता है उसने एग्जैक्टली क्या बोला है। तो प्लीज सबसे पहले सोनाली के बताओ। वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट सुनते ही आप में से 50% के तो चेहरे ऐसे उतर गए कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट में फिर ज्ञान मिलेगा। तो मैं अपनी ऑडियंस को देख रही हूँ, दे आर वेरी फ्राइटेंड कि फिर कोई आएगा हमें ज्ञान देगा। अरे मेरा कोई इरादा नहीं है, वो खुद ही नहीं ज्ञान तो मैं आप लोगों को कहाँ से दूंगी। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक्स आप लोग एमबीए कर रहे हैं, बीबीए कर रहे हैं, क्या कोर्सेज कर रहे हैं? चलिए कुछ बीबीए कुछ एमबीए, मुझे कुछ आवाज आई, वैसे इंग्लिश में थोड़ी लाउड भी आती है। अभी भी मुझे बीबीए ज्यादा आ रही है, एमबीए वाले कम है। चलिए कुछ कुछ तो आ गया समझ में कि आप लोग पहले अपने पेरेंट्स को थैंक यू बोलिए, क्योंकि आप लोग अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट में पढ़ रहे हैं, अच्छी चीजें सीख रहे हैं। और जो बीबीए या एमबीए कर रहे हैं तो कुछ फाइनेंस या इकोनॉमी के बारे में कुछ तो समझ ही पा रहे हैं। मैंने तो जर्नलिज्म भी किया तो मुझे वो नहीं आता। तो पहले अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए तालियां बजाइए। हमारे टाइम में आपसे 20-22 साल पहले शब्द भी नहीं था। When I started working, I have almost 23 years of experience, और हमारे टाइम में ये शब्द नहीं था। एक शब्द जरूर जो मैम ने सही बोला कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट हम सुन रहे हैं 30 साल से, वो मैं आज भी सुन रही हूँ। मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट और है आप लोगों से कि YouTube पे लाइव आ रहा है, मेरी फैमिली देखना चाहती है, जरा मैसेजिंग, लेकिन बहुत ही वाइड शॉट है, अगर थोड़ा प्लीज मेरा क्लोजअप बना दो तो देखें। My family is messaging me कि it's such a wide shot, we can't see you. तो प्लीज जो कर रहा है थोड़ा क्लोजअप बना दीजिएगा। My family wants to hear. नहीं, जब आप लोग स्टेज पे आते हो आपकी फैमिली नहीं सुनना चाहती? वीडियो सुनना चाहती है, तो क्या होगा, हमने बहुत बार बोल दिया, वो हर बार एक्साइटेड हो जाते हैं। चलिए मुझे ज्ञान देने के लिए बोला गया, ज्ञान मुझे आता नहीं, जैसे मैंने बता दिया। तो एक चीज के लिए मैं आपको सबसे पहले कंग्रेचुलेट कर रही हूँ। मैं 28 स्टेट्स में घूमी हूँ इलेक्शन कवर करने के लिए। हमने मैं संसद टीवी, एनडीटीवी, उन्होंने बताया कि काफी चैनलों में रही, तो मैंने बड़े सारे स्टेट्स घूमे हैं। एक फैक्टर मैंने 2019 के इलेक्शन में बोला था। मैं प्रेसिडेंसी कॉलेज गई थी चेन्नई में शो कराने के लिए। वहां वही जो आप लड़ाइयाँ वाला शो नहीं देखते हो, मैं वही वाले कराती हूँ। कांग्रेस, बीजेपी, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, इधर गिरा उधर गिरा, आपस में लड़ा, वही मेरा काम है, हम दोनों को ऑर्गेनाइजर्स। तो जब हम ऐसे शो कराते हैं, हम इंस्टीट्यूट में कराते हैं, मैंने हर बार कुछ 15-16 साल में ये देखा, फर्स्ट रो जो होती है वो ऑलरेडी मेल्स की भर जाती है, और जो लड़कियां आती हैं, वुमेन आती हैं, वो ऑटोमेटिक लास्ट सीट पे बैठ जाती है। मतलब जो मेरे को ना सबसे ज्यादा हर्ट करता है, और मैंने 2019 में वहां सबसे पहले यही शिफ्ट कराया था कि ऑल द गर्ल्स कम बिफोर एंड ऑल द at least I could see some women sitting in the students sitting in the first row. Congratulations, and I'm really proud of you. At least you're not scared कि हम आगे बढ़े। Trust me, this is the first step when you have decided कि आप आगे बढ़ेंगे। आपने मैनेजमेंट के इंस्टीट्यूट में सीईओ बनने का पहला कदम लिया। Trust me, एक आदत है लड़कियों में। मैंने बहुत ट्रैवल किया है, मैंने इतने इलेक्शन कवर करे हैं, इतने ऑडियंस बेस्ड शोज करे हैं। मैं फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी तो है ही नहीं, अपना राइट ही नहीं समझती लड़कियां कि आगे की सीट पे हम बैठ सकते हैं। मुझे तो ये समझ नहीं आता कि यार तुमने कम फीस दी है, जो लड़के ने ज्यादा दिया, या लड़का ज्यादा घर में कमा के देने वाला और तुम कम करने वाले अपना योगदान। तो दिस वाइज आई एम श्योर, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर, रिमेंबर दिस, आप कहीं ना कहीं पहुंचेंगे। आगे आइए, कॉन्सेप्ट यही है, आगे आइए। मेरा ना एक और प्रॉब्लम है, आजकल सबके पास इंस्टाग्राम है, मैं काफी लोगों को भी देख भी रही थी, कुछ कर रहे थे, इंस्टाग्राम ही चल रहा था। 100% आते हैं बाउच पर। जो इंस्टाग्रामर है, फूड ब्लॉगर्स लड़कियां मिलेंगी, लाइफस्टाइल वाली लड़कियां मिलेंगी, कपड़ों में लड़कियां मिलेंगी, लेकिन जब कोई फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी, कोई इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट कुछ भी होगा ना, वो मेरा पीछे। पता नहीं क्यों, ये एक मानसिकता है इस देश की, उससे निकलना है। When I see so many females doing MBA ना, I really hope even half of you अगर CEO या किसी अच्छी पोजीशन में पहुंचोगे ना, you will change the world. What we could not do, probably we laid the stone, but what we could not do, you are going to do. I'm quite hopeful we're seeing so many girls. पता नहीं, तो लड़कियां ना छुप जाती हैं, वो बैठना शुरू करती है सीट में, धसती ना, मैं अभी भी इतनी सारी फीमेल देख रही हूँ, वो धस के ना नीचे लग जाती है। अरे क्यों? स्ट्रेट बैठो भाई। पहला स्टेप फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी के लिए कि स्ट्रेट बैठना है। सबसे मैं आप लोगों को, जब आप लोग इंटरव्यूज देने जाओगे ना, बोर्ड मेंबर होंगे 6, एक फीमेल होगी, 2 फीमेल होगी, 4 या 5 मेल्स होंगे। उसी को तो रिवर्स करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं ना, उसी के लिए तो हम पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, उसी के लिए तो सेमिनार कर रहे हैं। बाय द वे, बिफोर आई फॉरगेट, आई नीड टू थैंक्स अनुराधा चक्रवर्ती, शी कॉल्ड मी हियर, सो प्लीज मुझे जरूर बता दें। अच्छा, आई कैन सी हर, सो प्लीज अनुराधा, थैंक यू फॉर कॉलिंग मी। करना पड़ता है भाई, क्यों धंस रहे हो कुर्सी में? जब आपके पेरेंट्स ने फीस स्पेंड की है, आपको इंग्लिश मीडियम में पढ़ाया है, आपको यहाँ तक लाए हैं, फिर क्यों धंस रहे हो? मत धंसो। इंस्टाग्राम पे भी मैं हमेशा देखती हूँ जेंडर बायस्ड है, ये काम लड़की करेगी, ये काम लड़का करेगा। मैं आपको इसका एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ, सबसे बड़ा। आपके हाथों में, जिन जिन के हाथों में घड़ी रखते हैं, आजकल फोन के चक्कर में यूज नहीं करते हैं, और वो अपना हाथ खड़ा करें। I'll show you, I wear a big, मैं बड़ी वॉच पहनती हूँ, yeah, and I'll tell you what, men don't like it, men को, मुझे females ने कभी नहीं बोला कि why you are wearing a big watch, but 90% of my male को लिखा था you are wearing a male watch। मैंने कहा कहाँ लिखा है इस पे male watch है दोस्त? Just because it has a bigger dial, that doesn't make it कि ये bigger watch है तो ये male watch है। नहीं भाई, मैं भी पहन सकती हूँ। मतलब एक वॉच को भी यूनिसेक्स बनाने के लिए जब आप एक वॉच के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, तो आपको लगता है कि वो आपको फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंट होने देंगे इतनी जल्दी? You know what I mean? To work for you, any time and every time a girl dies, it's not a single girl, and I'm telling you with experience, it's a whole society you change. When one Kiran Bedi does it, it paves the way. मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा इमोशनल हो जाती हूँ, क्योंकि जब मैं एक डिसीजन कार पे बैठी हुई हूँ और मैं देखती हूँ कि मेरे आसपास 10-15 मेल बैठे होंगे। मैं न्यूज इंडस्ट्री से हूँ, मतलब न्यूज वॉचर हो, प्रेजेंटर हो सकती है, लेकिन न्यूज डिसाइडिंग नहीं होने देते फीमेल्स को कि क्या सही है क्या गलत। तो एवरी टाइम आप लोग सीट में धंस रहे हैं ना, आप खुद को नहीं धंसा रहे हो, आप पूरी सोसाइटी को धंसा रहे हो। Well, you can change. एक डॉक्टर शमिका रवि है, प्लीज गूगल हर, प्लीज। आपका एमबीए के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, बीबीए के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो हर। एनीवन नोज डॉक्टर शमिका रवि? मैं उनकी बहुत बड़ी फैन हूँ। शी इज द ओनली फीमेल इकोनॉमिस्ट इन पीएम इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजरी सेल। पीएम का एक इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजरी सेल होता है। वी हैव निर्मला सीतारमण एज फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, लेकिन when you need real economist, there are very few females. पढ़िए, आपको मौका मिल रहा है। बाद में जब हम नौकरियों में घुस जाते हैं ना, पढ़ने का मौका नहीं मिल पाता। यूज दिस टाइम, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेट होइए, अपने लिए, अपनी मदर के लिए, अपनी ग्रैंड मदर के लिए, अपने आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए। आई एक्चुअली फील वेरी, मैं इसलिए बार बार चली जाती हूँ ऐसे जगहों पे कि शायद अगर कोई एक जना भी मेरी बात सुन के बदल जाए, आउट ऑफ आई थिंक सम 100 पीपल, तो आई हैव मेड माय थिंग। तो रीड अ लॉट, ये टाइम लॉट के लिए आने वाला है। जॉब्स आर वेरी टायरिंग, जो पैसा देगा ना वो खून पिएगा। ये इवन एज ए टीचर मैं बता सकती हूँ, यहाँ पे जितनी टीचर्स है वो भी मुझसे एग्री करेंगे, जो पैसा देगा वो खून पिएगा। देखो ऑल द फीमेल्स आर स्माइलिंग, आप लोग जॉब में नहीं है तो प्रॉब्ली यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, बट यूज दिस टाइम वाइज अपने लिए, अपनी फैमिली के लिए। थैंक यू। प्लीज प्लीज
मेरा क्वेश्चन था आपसे, आपने जैसे बोला कि लड़कियां होती हैं जनरली वो फूड ब्लॉगिंग या फिर कोई फोटो क्लिक कराना सब चीज़ों में ज़्यादातर रहती हैं, जो लड़कियां रहती हैं। बट जनरली आप देखेंगे कि आजकल इन सब चीज़ों में से जो वायरल हो रही है फूड ब्लॉगिंग वो सारे इन सब चीज़ों को आजकल काफ़ी अर्निंग है, इन सब चीज़ों में भी काफ़ी अर्निंग है और हमारे आसपास का एनवायरनमेंट हम पे बहुत इम्पैक्ट डालता है। जैसे आपने बोला इंस्टाग्राम चलाना, अगर हम इंस्टाग्राम की बात करें तो उसमें भी जाकर आप रील्स स्क्रॉल करें, कुछ भी स्क्रॉल करें, यूट्यूब देखें, उसमें आपको फूड ब्लॉगिंग के बहुत सारी चीज़ें दिख जाएंगी, लड़कियों की रील्स दिख जाएंगी। जब हमारा आसपास का एनवायरनमेंट ही ऐसा है कि हमें उस चीज़ के लिए मोटिवेट भी हमारा एनवायरनमेंट ही तो करता है, क्योंकि हमारे एनवायरनमेंट में ही वो सब चीज़ ज़्यादातर है, चाहे वो फूड ब्लॉगिंग हो, चाहे वो कोई रील डालना हो, तो जो हम आसपास देखते हैं वो चीज़ करने का हमारा भी तो मन कर रहा है ना। तो
अच्छा, मेरा मेरा ना आपसे एक सवाल है, आप एनसीसी कैडेट है, ये तो मैं नाम हो जाऊंगी, अब आपका नाम बताइए।
मैम प्रतिभा।
पूरा नाम बताइए।
प्रतिभा भारद्वाज।
अच्छा प्रतिभा, एक बात बताइए, आप कौन सा कोर्स करते हैं?
मैम
बीए कर रहे हैं, यानी आपके पेरेंट्स ने एक इंस्टीट्यूट में पढ़ाने के लिए पैसे तो दिए आपके लिए, फीस खर्ची, पहली स्टेप आपने वहां जीत ली जब आप एक अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट में पहुंचे। मतलब जब आप किसी एक अच्छी जगह पढ़ रहे हैं। अब आपने मुझसे दूसरा सवाल किया, मैं आपको एक बड़ी अच्छी सी कहानी सुनाती हूँ। मैं अभी काफी कहानियां याद करके आई थी, मेरी बेटी है 17 साल की, मैं काफी स्टोरी सुना रही थी, उसने मुझे एक स्टोरी सुनाई कि व्हाइट पेपर है, उस पर ब्लैक डॉट है, आपको सबसे पहले क्या दिखता है? क्या किसी ने बाकी सारे व्हाइट पेपर पे ध्यान दिया होगा कि अरे 99.999% व्हाइट है? उसी तरीके से ना, मैं अगेंस्ट नहीं हूँ, वो भी पैसा दे रहा है यार, आफ्टर ऑल घर तो चलाना ही है ना, खुद को भी अच्छे कपड़े पहनने का किसका मन नहीं करता यार। लेकिन आप जो बात कह रहे हो ना, मैं उसी के आगे बोलती हूँ, करना है वो सब करो, लेकिन अपने आप को लिटरेट करो, खूब पढ़ो। जब मैं इकोनॉमिक इंडिपेंडेंस, इकोनॉमिक्स की क्लास में आप कभी भी कहीं पे भी चले जाओ, रेशियो जो होती है ना वो, मैं अभी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट बता रही थी, पीएचडी जब स्टार्ट करते हैं ना स्टेम में, साइंस टेक्निक टेक्नोलॉजीज में, अगर 100 फीमेल स्टार्ट करते हैं तो ओनली 3 फिनिश करती हैं। वही हाल इकोनॉमिक का है, अगर 10 फीमेल स्टार्ट करेंगी ना या 15 फीमेल स्टार्ट करेंगी पीएचडी करना इकोनॉमिक्स में, 2 या 3 में एंड करना। प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जब आपने इंस्टाग्रामर बनने की सोच ली ना, आपने अपना स्काई लिमिट कर दिया। इस ये रूम पूरी दुनिया नहीं है ना बच्चे, इसके बाहर भी बहुत बड़ी दुनिया है।
बट ज्यादातर फोकस तो इस चीज पे रहता है ना कि आजकल आप देखेंगे नॉर्मल लड़कियां जॉब कर रही है ना,
ब्लैक डॉट पे, ब्लैक डॉट पे, ब्लैक डॉट पे, आपने अपना आसमान में ब्लैक डॉट बनाया है, व्हाइट तो माँ बाप ने तो दिया है। यू कांट ब्लेम योर पेरेंट्स, यू कैन नॉट ब्लेम सोसाइटी।
मैं सोसाइटी को ब्लेम नहीं कर रही ना, मैं ये कहना चाह रही थी कि हम भले जॉब करते हैं, किसी सेक्टर में जाते हैं, वो चीज करनी चाहिए, पर सबसे मेन चीज लिटरेसी है। बट अगर हमें किसी चीज से आप देखिए उधर जो जॉब करते हैं वो भी 20 लाख इतना कमाते हैं, बट वहीं पे जो इन्फ्लुएंसर होते हैं वो लाखों में कमाते हैं, तो लोग
ये ना बबल है, फूट जाएगा। सैचुरेशन पॉइंट हमेशा आता है हर चीज का, टीवी का सैचुरेशन आया, कंप्यूटर्स का आया, हर चीज का सैचुरेशन आता है। मैं आपको बताऊं, सन 2000 में जब मैंने अपनी 12वीं पास की थी, हमने कंप्यूटर लिया था डेस्कटॉप, 54,000 रुपीज का। मैं उस टाइम पे सोच ही नहीं सकती थी कि मैं इतना छोटा सा, शायद आजकल 6,000 या 3,000 में मिल रहे हैं, ये भी कंप्यूटर ही तो है। तो 25 साल में इतना बड़ा 54,000, और 54,000 तब बोल रहे हूँ जब गोल्ड का रेट आपका 3,000 था। हम इकोनॉमी तो गोल्ड से कैलकुलेट करते हैं ना, तो आज मैं 6,000 में कैलकुलेटर एक कंप्यूटर लिए खड़ी हूँ। तो आसमान बहुत बड़ा है, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि उस आसमान में आपको अपनी जगह ढूंढनी है। मैं सिर्फ ये कह रही हूँ, जब मैं इंस्टाग्रामर्स की बात कर रही थी कि why limit yourself when there is a huge big sky above you। यार अब इस तरीके से देखोगे तो एक किरण बेदी, एक इंदिरा गांधी, एक प्रतिभा पाटिल, एक निर्मला सीतारमन, वो शुरुआत तो एक से ही है ना। मैं, हमारे साथ अनु है जो पायलट है, वो अभी मुझे बताई थी, शी इज जस्ट 22, और वो मुझे बता रही थी कि उनकी पूरी क्लास में वो अकेली फीमेल थी, वो भी खुद बताएंगी पूरी कहानी। तो चेंज तो आपको ही लाना है ना। और एक और बात, अगर चेंज ना लाना होता तो सेमिनार कराते हैं। ये सेमिनार ही ऐसी चीजों के लिए कि डिस्कशन हो, बात हो, आप में से कुछ लोग हमारी बात सुनो, शायद किसी पे फर्क पड़ जाए। इसी चीज के लिए करा रहे हैं ना सेमिनार, वरना रूटीन में पढ़ते रहो पढ़ते रहो पढ़ते रहो, चीजें थोड़ी बदलेंगी। अब मैंने कुछ बातें बोली, शायद आपके ऊपर कुछ असर करे, शायद आज के 10 साल बाद फर्क पड़े, क्योंकि यादाश्त में रह जाता है कुछ जो हिट करता है। तो कॉन्सेप्ट तो यही है ना, वरना ये लोग आई वुड दे कॉल मी फ्रॉम सच इतनी दूर से आई हूँ, सनसेट से आई हूँ। मूवमेंट होनी चाहिए, हिलना चाहिए। ये दुष्यंत कुमार की बड़ी अच्छी कविता है, आप में से कोई हिंदी पढ़ा है कोई? किसको याद है? तेरे सीने में नहीं तो मेरे सीने में सही, कहाँ क्या लाइन हो?
मम्मी एक बार आप ही सुना दीजिए।
मेरे को निकालनी पड़ेगी, मैं मेरी फेवरेट कविता है, मैं एक मिनट निकाल देती हूँ। आप में से दोनों जरूर सुनी होगी, सुनिए किसी ने कविता? दुष्यंत कुमार सुना है कभी किसी ने? नो मैम। एनी यस मैम? आई कैन सी योर वॉइस। आप में से किसी का सुना दुष्यंत कुमार? दुष्यंत कुमार में बहुत सारे हैं, मैं आपको पूरी प्रोसेस देखिए, मैंने सब बहुत लोगों का टाइम खा लिया, मुझे लगता है मैं ज्यादा बोल रही हूँ, हो सकता है कि लोग मेरे को में गालियां दे रहे हों। सुनी तो होगी, मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही, आग कहीं भिगो लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए। चलिए मैं सुना देती हूँ, ये लेखता की है, हम तो पत्रकार तो पढ़ना पड़ता है, मजबूरी है। जैसे आप लोगों में से कुछ तो जरूर करेंगे। हो गई है पीर पर्वत सी पिघलनी चाहिए, इस हिमालय से कोई गंगा निकलनी चाहिए। आज ये दीवार पर्दों की तरह हिलनी चाहिए, शर्त लेकिन थी ये बुनियाद हिलनी चाहिए। हर सड़क पर, हर गली में, हर नगर, हर गांव में हाथ लहराते हुए कोई लाश चलनी चाहिए। सिर्फ हंगामा खड़ा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, सिर्फ हंगामा खड़ा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, मेरी कोशिश है कि ये सूरत बदलनी चाहिए। मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही, मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही, हो कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this interesting session and all those empowering words. So let's change our habit and take the first seat from now. Yes? Okay, moving forward, let me introduce you to the next speaker for the day. We are delighted to introduce Ms. Hua Mohammed, a passionate individual with a diverse background in the public relations and mass communication. Ms. Hua is a Nigerian citizen from the north part of Nigeria, belonging to Hausa tribe. Her educational journey began with sociology at the University of Abuja, Nigeria. But due to the strikes in the education sector, she pursued her passion for journalism and mass communication at Sharda University. After completing her first degree, she went on to pursue MSc in journalism and mass communication. Post graduation, Ms. Hoa served as a nation through the National Youth Service Corps, then gained professional experience as a marketing executive at an estate development company and worked as a personal assistant to the CEO at a photography company. Driven by the strong desire to give back to the community, Ms. Hua is currently pursuing PhD in mass communication while also serving as a teaching assistant in her department. Her dedication to learning and teaching continues to inspire those around her. Let's have a huge round of applause for Ma'am and welcome Ma'am to come up on the stage and share her valuable words.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's amazing to see lots of ladies. I'm really wild with India because I've been in India for 10 years. And I'm really loving the way women in Indian culture are even taking the step forward. Even though all the world is taking forward, but Indian women are really striving. Having amazing women with me here interested. I was really delighted the first time I had this, and I was sent a message, and I was like, okay, yeah, because I always fight for women, and I'll tell you a little bit story about myself. I was married once, but because I have a lot of passion for career, I came up from a family that women were independent. My mother was a hardworking field worker with National Primary Health Care. My sister was a worker and at the same time an entrepreneur. My other sister worked with WHO, which I feel I can't be left out, being from a passionate family of women striving hard. And when I decided to move on with my career, my ex-husband said, "You're supposed to be the wife. You're supposed to be in the kitchen." I said, "No, I'm supposed to be out there at the world, changing the world because I am a woman doesn't mean I have to be in the kitchen. I am a woman because I need to change the world and change something. As a woman, you can make the world a better place. And because we call mothers, we're the one who bring all the men into the world. We're the one who is training the men. And while today say we have to be in the house, we can be out there. We can change the world. If we look at histories, right from 2,000 years ago or more, women have made a lot of changes. So why now? Why can't we make different changes? And I feel the change starts from here, where we all start here. If we don't change the narrative, who will? Women have to change. Women have to stand for themselves. And there's a word that, or the saying in my own culture that when a broom is just a single form, it's easily broken. But when it's in a bunch form, it's hard to be broken. When women come together and have one voice, we are hard to be broken. When we start divided, that is when the male decide to divide us and break us. We are stronger than we think. We are more having strength together when we are together. For example, we have about almost 200 bones moving while bringing a child to the world. No man can stand that pain, but women stand to get that pain constantly while trying to bring a child. So women are stronger than we think. And having the topic of financial empowerment, I think it's something stronger that we have to keep. Literacy, as it said, and financial literacy, it's not luxury. It's a necessity for every woman, where you can be able to secure yourself, where you can be able to stand as an independent person. Because we feel a lot of people are in marriages, or will I say in relationship, because they can't fend for themselves or for their families. Or give a woman her independence, financial literacy, empowerment, and watch her so hard like an eagle. We are eagles. We're not meant to be brought into cages. We are meant to be allowed to be flown by the air. We have a big sky to fly, right? So I feel each and every one of us as women or ladies or girl child, it starts with us, the parents. First, we need to educate our boys that women are humans too, needed to be treated right, need to give that freedom. If we as parents or we as mothers don't change the narrative, then there is no how the narrative can be changed. They said best behavior starts from home. We need to change the narrative. And when we change the narrative, we, the younger ones, the young ladies, we need to aim higher. Your vision is not just right before you. It's far from what you're seeing. It's far from what you're expecting. Give yourself no limitation. Because when you limit yourself to a certain thing, then you're not going anywhere. Because I didn't limit myself, and really I'm standing here. And I'm glad I took the step, because when I wanted to take this step of PhD, my sister first thing asked me, "What about your marriage?" I told her, "What about the marriage?" Hundreds of people survived without marriage, and I'm going to survive without marriage because my career is something the society needs me. God created me for a reason. I wasn't just created just to come to the world and just leave. I was created to impact lives. When you believe you are great, then you shall assimilate greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, fear is nothing but an illusion. When you think about fear, you're not going to go anywhere. Fear is not trying. These amazing women sitting here removed fear and went ahead and changed their narrative for themselves. You have to keep fear aside. It's either you face all the obstacles and rise above everything, or you remain tamed as a woman who is supposed to be in the kitchen. What do you want to be? You tell me. Ladies, answer me. Which one do you want to be? A woman in the kitchen or a woman who is soaring hard? That is very good. And I wish you all the best. I want to see each and every one of you in happy. Thank you very
much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your empowering words. And we must actually go out. And as rightly mentioned by ma'am, we are the eagles and not to be caged. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Now, moving forward, we are delighted to welcome Ms. Anu Singh, a dedicated and a skilled commercial pilot as our special guest with 215 flying hours and two types of single-engine and multi-engine aircrafts. She has undergone the rigorous training at the Chetak Aviation, Aligarh UP, and a Carver Aviation at Mumbai. Ms. Anu Singh also brings a valuable experience in aviation ground class briefings, showcasing her expertise in the flight operation and safety procedures. Beyond aviation, she is passionate reader, content writer, and an award-winning videographer, reflecting her creative and analytic mindset. A proud alumna of State Joseph's School, Greater Noida, she embodies the dedication and perseverance and the excellence in her field. Her journey serves as an inspiration to the aspiring aviators and young professionals alike. I now will welcome ma'am to come up on the stage. So ma'am is already on the podium. Let's have a huge round of applause. She's truly an inspiration for all of us, for all the young professionals. Let's have a huge round of applause for her.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, literally, for saying all these words for me. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking from the podium, Anu Singh. I was supposed to say from the flight deck, but since I'm privileged to be standing here, so yes, rightly said from the podium. I would like to thank Rashi ma'am and the entire team for having me here. I'm privileged to be standing here. Thank you so much for having me here. When Rashi ma'am told me about the topic about the financial literacy, I was really very astonished because these days we don't talk much about it, and I think we should be talking much about it because I have seen people around me, especially women around me, who are not very well aware of this term and who have not had much knowledge about this, particularly financial literacy. I remember one of my friends. All of you know what is the cost of commercial pilot licensing and the training and certification and career progression that all goes. It's highly costly. So I remember one of my friends. She took a loan. She was earlier in Telangana Aviation Academy. So she took a loan for her flying, and then somehow the flying academy was temporarily suspended. So her loan somehow got stuck, or I don't know, it got cancelled or something, but she had some amount that was supposed to be paid. So she came to my flying school and then she took another loan. Only if she was aware of this financial literacy about these loans and things. So maybe she would not have had faced so many issues. I think she's still hanging there by a thread and she has not completed her flying yet. So I think these are certain things that women should be more aware of, but women are not. So I believe these seminars are important, and thank you so much for having this seminar today here. So I know most of the guys, most of the men sitting over here would not agree to what I'm supposed to say, what I'm going to say. But women, you guys also, and I think people sitting in the audience would also agree, women, especially women, would agree to what I'm saying now. Women have faced these biased quotes, thoughts. They have faced all of these things, including me. I have faced, as ma'am said, I was the only girl in my entire batch who was doing this commercial quality licensing, and I have faced a lot of things, literally a lot of things, I would say. Everywhere, every step of mine was judged. I was telling them earlier, there were two types of aircrafts in my flying school. One was the smaller one, Cessna 152, and one was the bigger one. So the bigger aircrafts were never given to women because orthodox thinking, it was believed that women will not be able to handle the bigger aircrafts. So women in our flying school, I mean, till my time in the history of my flying school, no women was given that bigger aircraft. So when it was my time, I still remember that crisis going on. Some of my instructors who had flown with me, they wanted me to shift to the bigger aircraft, and some of the instructors who had not flown with me, they were fighting that no, we should not let her do this because since in the entire history it has not happened yet, so we should not take a step because there are a lot of crashes going on these days. I think you would have heard about them. So there was a big crisis going on whether to give her the bigger aircraft or to not to give her the bigger aircraft. I still remember I gave three test flights to three different instructors just to prove my worth that I'm able to fly this bigger aircraft. I still remember my first flight that I gave was a very sweet instructor. I would remember him for my life. He gave me the confidence, the initial confidence that yes, Andrew, you can do it. You have to fly this. So I was given this aircraft. I was flying. Very nice flight I did with that instructor. Very nice, very smooth landing I did. Then in the evening, I got a notice that, oh, again, you have to give test flight to another instructor. And I was like, okay, makes sense. I have to prove my worth. The third day, I was released solo. Solo means flying solo, means you are flying the aircraft by yourself. So I had this constant feeling that why am I even having to prove my worth? Why? Why? I mean, I don't think any of the guys would have ever faced it. Like I remember one was my solo cross country flight. Solo is like flying alone. Cross country flight is like you have to fly across the country. So I was supposed to go from my place Aligarh to approx Shimla. Like it's Rani Khet, if you guys have heard about it. So I was supposed to fly solo to Rani Khet. So it's near to the mountains, so no male instructor wanted me to go there. So I gave a test flight, which we are supposed to do. It's an exercise. So I gave my test flight to an instructor. Next day, when I was released solo, I was being tracked. Like, to my surprise, I was being tracked. Like, there is an instrument in the aircraft that tracks you, that otherwise also tracks you. But I was being monitored. Like, I don't understand if any guy would have faced it. And the entire time, this was ringing in my head that, I know you are being tracked and you are being tracked. You have to be on the track. You cannot deviate. You cannot go somewhere else. So the entire time I was facing this, and I was like, do guys also face this? Never. Guys never face this. And there have been a lot of crashes in my flying school as well, like not in my flying schools, generally in flying school, that are done by males, not by females. There are a number of crashes, okay? So I have this feeling that I have on my like day-to-day life, step on step, I have faced a lot of things. I have proven my worth a number of times. I still remember there was one cross-country flight to Narnaul. Narnaul is a place in Haryana. If you guys know Haryana, so there's a place in Haryana. So there are dry hills in the way. So dry hills comes with a lot of winds, gusts, that's what we call in aviation language. So dry hills come with a lot of gust. And my aircraft was the smaller one, so it drifts a lot. Like a wave of wind come and your aircraft will drift. So you might lose the track. So I remember that was my cross-country flight, and it was supposed to be a bigger check of my flight. So I'm supposed to land at two places, one at Narnaul, one at Bhiwani. And you would not believe the people in the Narnaul, like Narnaul's runway is very short, and the width is also very less. So women are mostly sent with an instructor. First, the instructor will land there, and then in his guidance, you will land. Same happened with me. So the designators of the Narnaul Flying School, they told us that if your child is landing before 8:30 in the morning, then only she can land. Otherwise, the winds will pick up and she'll not be able to land. So one of my instructors went before me and he landed and he was waiting there very nicely for me. But somehow the Delhi radar, it stopped me. Something was going on those days. Winds were very picky, so bigger aircrafts were in the room, in the airspace, and my aircraft was stopped. So I had a halt, and then somehow I landed after 9:30. I was supposed to land before 8:30, but I landed after 9:30. So when I reached at Narnaul runway, I was like approaching the runway. My instructor on the RT is like radio telephony. He constantly kept saying, Anu, you can go around. Go around is like you're not landing, you are simply coming over the runway and then taking back the flight, you're not landing. Entire time he kept saying, Anu, you can go around. I am coming to the finals. I am coming to the landing. And he kept saying, Anu, you can go around. Anu, you can go around. If you feel you're unsafe, you can go around. I was feeling I'm unsafe. I was feeling I'm not sure I will land or not. But I had this in mind that if I went around, if I did the go around, everything that I have made up until now will go in vain. So it was more like to prove myself. I did that landing, and it was a pretty smooth landing. Even thank you so much. Even the people in the ATC is like traffic controller, air traffic controller. So people in the ATC, they appreciated my landing and they were like, it was a perfectly smooth landing. But why did I even prove myself? What if something bad happened just to prove myself? That was something that clicked later on. Until then, I was very egoistic and I was like, no, I have to land now. But I believe that this biasness is somehow, somewhere still being followed. Just like ma'am said, Deepti ma'am said, I'm hearing your story and I'm feeling as if same 20 to 30 years back thing is still prevalent these days. जो 30 साल पहले हो रहा था, what we women were facing 30 years before, they are also facing it yet. So nothing has changed. This female empowerment, we have been hearing it since past 30 years, and we are still hearing. I don't think there is any equity in this. I know many males sitting over here have this notion, have this thinking कि लड़की है ये चला नहीं पाएगी. I have heard it a lot. This goes with the aircrafts as well. लड़की है चला नहीं पाएगी, कुछ गलत कर दिया तो लड़की ने किया होगा. No bro, it's not like that. लड़कियां बहुत अच्छे से जहाज चला लेती हैं, सेफ आपके सामने खड़ी भी हो जाती हैं यहाँ पे. So please change this mindset. You don't understand, but women face a lot of criticism, a lot of biasness, they face a lot and they get demotivated. So please try to change this. So thank you so much. This is all I'm not taking for Thank you so
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your personal experience. But at the end, I guess what matters is that you broke all the orthodox thinking and here you are. Let's have a huge round of applause for that. Now, the moment has arrived where we are going to unveil the much awaited Volume 1 of National Seminar Proceedings. This significant achievement comes after a careful review and the inclusion of total 150 plus research papers showcasing the hard work and dedication of all the contributors. We are excited to share this milestone with all of you. We're moving forward, acknowledging the outstanding work that has been done. Let's take this moment to appreciate the collective efforts and celebrate the accomplishment together. I humbly request all the dignitaries, distinguished guests, directors, secretary, and conveners to join us on the stage and let's release the proceedings of national seminar with a huge, huge round of applause. So as they unveil the same, let's again have a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, everyone. So before we conclude, we would like to honor and our esteemed guest with a token of our appreciation. This gesture is a small token of our immense appreciation for their valuable time and insightful knowledge that they have shared with us today. Now, for that, I request Dr. Ayush Mangal, Vice Chairman, MGI, to present a memento to Ms. Sheila Lee. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I request Dr. Prerna Mangal, Executive Director, MGI, to present a memento to Ms. Deepthi Vashish. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Now, I request Dr. Ruchika Gupta, Director, MIMT, to present a memento to Ms. Hua Mohammed. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Meenakshi Sharma, Dean MIMT, to present a memento to Ms. Anu Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Thank you so much, everyone. All these women sitting on the dais are truly, truly, truly inspiring for us. Now, moving forward, I would also like to welcome our session chair members for the today's national seminar. And for that, I request Dr. Ayush Mangal, Vice Chairman, MGI, to kindly come forward and give the mementos to our session chairs. And firstly, I would like to call Dr. Steve, the Associate Professor from the University of Keynote. Okay, so sir will be joining us shortly. Now I would like to call Dr. Priyanka Shrivastava, IQAC Coordinator and SSS Chairperson, Army Institute of Management and Technology. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I also request Dr. Prerna Mangal, ma'am, to kindly join sir in giving the welcoming mementos. Next, I would like to call Dr. Deepa Chauhan, Assistant Professor at Sharda University. Let's have a huge round of applause for ma'am. Next, I would like to call Professor Dr. S.K. Bose, Professor, School of Law, Manav Rachna University. Let's have a huge round of applause for sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. Sangeeta Sahani, Associate Professor, IIHS, to please come up on the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Ibrahim, Assistant Professor at Sharda University, to kindly come up on the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause for sir. Thank you so much, sir. I once again welcome all the members for today's session chair. Now, moving forward, we would like to honor our conveners who actually made this national seminar a success. So, firstly, I would like to call Dr. Jaspreet Kaur. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Next, I would like to call Miss Janvi on the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause. Next, I would like to call Dr. Pankaj sir on the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause for sir. Thank you so much. Now we are going to give a memento for the faculty members for their remarkable contribution to this national seminar. So first, I would like to call Dr. Azad Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause. Next, I would like to call Ms. Rashi Bhati on the stage for her remarkable contribution. Next, I would like to call C.S. Tane Ojha sir. Let's have a huge round of applause for sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Dr. Jaspreet Kaur, BBA coordinator, to deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Sonali ma'am. Good afternoon. I, Dr. Jaspreet Kaur, convener of this national seminar, take this opportunity to deliver a vote of thanks on behalf of entire organizing team. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to everyone who has made today's national seminar on financial literacy and women in economic empowerment a success. First and foremost, a special thanks to our esteemed speakers of the day for their inspiring words and support. We are deeply grateful to our speakers for sharing valuable knowledge and expertise. I would also like to thank the visionary management of MGI for their unwavering support and guidance. A big thanks to all the participants for their engagement and contribution, which truly appreciated. We also extend our thanks to student volunteers and technical team for their hard work and support in bringing this seminar to life. As we conclude, let's carry forward the lessons learned today and continue striving towards empowering women through financial literacy. Thank you again, everyone, and we look forward to the positive impact this seminar will bring. Now I request everyone to stand in the honor of national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you so much. Now let's proceed for the lunch. Lunch is arranged in front of seminar hall 8, and we will again meet for our technical sessions sharp 2:30. Thank you.
अरे चलो भाई, आपकी